Hey, happy Friday to you, everybody, and welcome to an end of the work week edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. And here we are, we're heading into the Labor Day weekend, and I pray that it is a great weekend for you and your family, whatever you might be doing. Today, I thought I would share a verse from the book of Revelation. And don't worry, I'm not gonna do any of the scary verses from Revelation. Not that they're scary, actually. They're just pretty wild. But Jesus actually dictates 7 letters to a different church with each letter in chapters 2 and 3. And in chapter 3, he makes a statement to a particular church that has actually become a verse that a lot of people, if you've grown up in the church, you've grown up hearing this verse. In fact, there's kind of a famous painting of Jesus knocking on a door. I'm going to flash it on the screen here. That many of you, if you've grown up in church, or maybe if you haven't, you've probably seen this one, and it goes along with the verse that I'm about to read. And so let me read this to you. Revelation 3, verse 20. It says this. And Jesus is talking, by the way. He says, "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me." Now, I've grown up in the church. I've spent most of my life in the church, and for a long period of my life, I would assume that this verse was addressed to people who didn't serve Jesus, who were not believers in Jesus, and Jesus was knocking on the door of their heart, and he wanted to come in. But I had to kind of retrace my steps on that, because this verse, like I told you at the opening here, this verse is actually written to Christians, to followers of Jesus. So Jesus is making this statement to a group of Christ followers, probably like you and me. And he makes a few statements that I want to share with you today to kind of send you into the weekend. I want to look at this picture of Jesus knocking on a door, okay? And that tells me that the Lord will do everything he can do to try to get our attention. He very much wants the end result. He says, "I will come in and eat with him and he with me." In other words, I'll enjoy conversation and fellowship and communion with that person who opens the door for me. But here's the key, okay? Jesus will never force himself on anybody. Jesus didn't say here, "Behold, I stand at the door and I will knock it down if you don't open it." That's not what he said. He stands at the door and he knocks. And he says, if anyone hears his voice and opens the door, then he'll come in. I think we as followers of Jesus, if we want to get closer to God, okay, then we need to learn to recognize his voice when he's calling to us. When he leads us to do something, when his word speaks to us, that's his voice trying to get our attention. And if we will just open the door, if we will just say, "Jesus, please come in and do this in my life," whatever that is. Jesus, come in and make me more disciplined. Lord, come in and make me more dependent on you. Lord, come in and do what you need to do for me to be more like you. That only comes by invitation, by opening the door and letting him in. So if you're expecting God to force his will upon you, I can tell you that's not going to happen. You and I need to let him in. So let's open the door. Let's listen for his voice. And let's allow him to come in and do what he wants to do in our lives. Amen? All right. Have a great weekend. We love you. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.